keep
guys
going.
eat them?
Yeah, we eat them. You know, you don't want to cramp, right?
Hey, Easton, when you get to the postseason, it just seems there's some changes with your team. You win the Pac-12 tournament last year. You win the Big 12 tournament, your first installment in that this year. Now you get a postseason win. What is it about this group in the postseason?
I think everything just kind of clicks towards the end of the year. You know, we have some guys that are younger, some guys that are older. It's a good mixture. I think just, you know, after playing all year, your team finally really comes together and bonds well, and I think, you know, that's the biggest difference with all of us.
Well, congratulations on the win. Enjoy the banana as being our player of the game, and we'll see you out here tomorrow night in a winner's bracket game.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that was Easton Breifogel. We'll probably hear from him again in the post-game press conference. We'll have that coming up for you a little bit later as well. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Arizona Wildcats defeat the Cal Poly Mustangs. We are joined by Cricket. It is... What time is it? It is the...
Yes.
Weekend. Woo! All right.
I'll play J-Dub's part. Woo.
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 Woo. Yeah, J-Dub's off today. Cricket, do you know, you're the smart one here.
No, Dragon Ball is.
Dragon Ball
we
is the
established
smart
that.
Dragon Ball
Dragon
is
Ball's
the
the
smart
smart one.
I don't know about that.
All right. Do you know the Wildcats beat Cal Poly today? Do you know where Cal Poly is? What city in California
No.
Cal Poly is in?
Compton? I don't know. It's the only city I know.
Not quite Compton. Maybe a beach town. Maybe a beach. Guess. I'll give you a hint. Guess beach town.
Newport.
Newport. No, it's not. Guess Central California beach town.
I don't know. Anaheim?
San Luis Obispo.
San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
San Luis Obispo is where Cal Poly is.
Okay.
Now, you've never been there.
No.
You should go check it out. I think that's, didn't they make The Graduate there? Isn't that where the movie The Graduate, I think that kind of originated down there in San Luis Obispo, if I'm not mistaken. Did you guys see The Graduate?
I remember The Graduate.
Yeah. Do you remember The Graduate, the movie?
I don't think I've seen that.
No?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that's where that was.
Oh.
I could be wrong, though.
Now, do you know what the full name for Cal Poly is?
California State Polytechnic Institute or something of that nature.
Almost got it. California Polytechnic State University. You got to flip the Polytechnic and the
And
state.
the state. Okay. Well, I should have known that. I'm from California. Or
Yeah,
at least
come on, man.
I don't know what's going
You were at USC. You were at one of the bigger schools.
Yeah, I was down at one of those hoity-toity universities.
You didn't bother with the satellite campuses.
No, those small schools.
With the big dogs.
We had nothing to do with that. What's happening here in Southern Arizona this weekend? Cricket?
Well, the Loft Kids Fest, it's back for the summer with outdoor movies at Himmel Park for free. Showing at 8 tonight, Looney Tunes. The party kind of starts at 6. We'll not bring you back to like Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
You know, there'll be like food trucks and games. The festivities start at 6. Movie starts at 8. Again, the movie is free, but just bring money maybe if you want to get some food at the food trucks. Tomorrow morning, cars and coffee from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Viva Burrito on Tanque Verde with classic hot rods and classic cars, hot rods, and, of course, coffee. The Amphi Pool Party tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Amphi High School. Oh, and also back on Friday and Saturday nights, Summer Safari Nights at Reed Park
Summer
Zoo.
Safari Nights is back.
And that'll run through August every Friday and Saturday night.
There we go. Okay, lots to do, as always, here in Arizona this weekend, here in Southern Arizona. We'll find out next time how your little excursion down to the set went.
Okay.
That was yesterday, right?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Thank you, Dragon Ball.
I'm a day behind.
Yeah, no, you got it.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. All right, Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Broadway west of Alvernon, collision reported near Elcon. That collision might be off on private property. Got some road work along Roger Road between Romero and Fairview with sidewalk and curb work as well, landscaping, lighting improvements, some minor curb lane restrictions, and heavy equipment trucks on Roger between Fairview and Romero. 73, the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain. 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Craftsman Days are live at Lowe's. Get a free select tool when you buy a V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad by name and address. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram.
Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details and 6225. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
When students struggle because they are hungry
or fall behind because they lack school supplies,
a caring adult can make all the difference.
Especially someone from the community.
Someone who knows the students.
And the obstacles they might be facing.
At Communities in Schools, our site coordinators surround students with a community of support.
To ensure that they have everything they need to engage in learning.
We go all in for kids. All day, every day.
To learn more, visit communitiesinschools.org.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life. And it's a simple blood test.
get it done.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program on this Friday afternoon. The start to the NCAA baseball tournament. The Women's College World Series happening in Oklahoma City. We carried all 4 games of that for you on Thursday. We'll have one game tonight. The first game of the evening, both of the games tonight are elimination games, and they are getting underway right now. In fact, the first game is underway in Oklahoma City. Good weather tonight. That's a good thing. Bottom of the first, number 3 seed Florida, number 7 seed Tennessee. That is an all-SEC battle right there. Tennessee, I don't know if you saw that game yesterday.
Man. You can't lose worse than that.
Tennessee had Oklahoma beat. And Oklahoma just found a way to get out from underneath, as they always seem to find a way to do. That is the kind of loss, Dragon Ball, that will rip your guts out.
Oh, absolutely. It'll rip your guts out. It may rip a little bit of your soul along with it. I mean, you had it. And then all of a sudden, one swing of the bat from an underclassman, no less.
Oh, yeah.
And it puts an end to your game. And now you're fighting for your lives in the elimination bracket against Florida, which already, I mean, hey, Tennessee's got a good start, up 1-0 in the bottom of the first. And if you can keep surviving off those hot corner hits, because they just got another one, maybe Tennessee gets themselves back into the winner's bracket.
All right, so Florida and Tennessee, that's the first game of the Women's College World Series in the winner's bracket. The second game tonight, again, when you talk about walk-offs, Ole Miss making their first appearance in the Women's College World Series, led in the final inning against UCLA, and the Bruins got a walk-off home run to advance to the winner's bracket. So Ole Miss playing for their lives tonight against number 16 seed Oregon. The Ducks are 53-9 on the season, and we will have that game for you coming up at 6:30 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. 520-848-1290. What we want to do now is we want to head back up to Eugene, Oregon, and hear from your Arizona Wildcats head coach Chip Hale. Obviously, Easton Breifogel, who had the big hit and a big catch in the ball game, and pitcher Owen Kramkowski. Let's hear from the fellas after a 3-2 win over Cal Poly in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Following Game 1 of the Eugene Regional, participants, head coach Chip Hale, number 12 Easton Breifogel, and number 17 Owen Kramkowski will begin with an opening statement from Coach Hale, and then we'll move on to questions. As always, use your name and affiliation when asking questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, obviously a well-played game by both teams. Great defense, great pitching, and we got to win, and that's all that matters. To be frank, I mean, we weren't very happy with our offense, obviously, but fantastic starting pitching by Cram and Garrett Hicks and Tony Pluto to finish it out. So, we're going to have to win games like that in the postseason, and we did it over in Globe Life. We did it again today.
Owen, you had a lot of traffic on the bases, but that seems like something you've dealt with a lot this year. Do you find yourself pitching differently when you have men on as opposed to when they aren't and are able to get out of those situations?
I wouldn't say I'm going into it differently, but maybe like a conscious that I have to get this guy out. It's more important now, is I feel like then I really just lock my stuff in and just focus on what's the task at hand and just kind of be able to slow the game down when I get guys on, because that's the only way I'll get out of it.
Michael Lev, Arizona Daily Star. Owen, do you think the experiences that you had this year moving up in the rotation and pitching in the Big 12 tournament set you up for the performance that you had today?
I'd say every outing has. I think just every time you step on the field, it's basically the same thing. So game after game, just getting comfortable with the guys, with everyone, just learning the game is kind of how it's happened. I think it's been the whole year, and obviously those tournaments and recent experiences have helped as well.
Easton, as Coach alluded to, you guys struggled overall on offense today, but you did hit a home run there. What did you see on that pitch, and then also just what was giving you trouble against their starter?
Yeah, I think our whole approach was obviously trying to see him up. He had a lot of stuff that would, get us to chase down low. So I saw, a changeup up early in the count, and kind of stayed through it and went with it. But yeah, I mean, I think throughout the game we kind of forgot what our plan was, and we didn't execute that. It's the second half of the game, obviously. But yeah, I guess we just had to see him up the whole time.
Sure, and for Coach Hale, win's a win. It puts you into the winner's bracket. You haven't been in that position before as the coach here. Yeah. How does that help you, or maybe make things a little bit easier as you try to work your way through the regional?
I think it loosens the guys up a little bit. I think there was some anxiety to that. I think everybody had made such a big deal about us not winning a game in our home regional last year and in Arkansas. Obviously, we didn't win the first one in Miami, but we played pretty well after that. So I think it loosened them up. I think, again, like people keep asking about these different games where we don't hit or we get beat. Their pitcher was incredible today. And we knew that was going to be a tough matchup for us. We knew it going in. I think we had a great game plan, like Easton said. We were good early with it, and he just kept doing a great job, and the pitching coach did a great job of calling pitches. So I will tip my cap to him all day. We're going to have to make adjustments, and we were already talking about some things we're going to have to do, and I trust in these hitters, and I think they'll loosen up a little bit tomorrow.
When you were on the TV when Maddox had that barehanded play, I think you made a comment that Coach Kindle wouldn't have allowed that to be. But just overall, the defense that you had in this game, Mason yesterday referred to that this was a true infield, that it felt well. Do you feel like your guys just knew where to be and had
the coaches do a lot of, not me, but our assistant coaches do a lot of work on positioning players. We know that, I look a lot at their style of play of them, a lot of bunting. So we were playing pretty shallow. And I just thought, again, we made the plays that we had to make. Easton had a great catch going back to the wall. Aaron almost caught a good one coming in. So I just think, that's one thing that's really continued to get better with our team. And, yeah, this is a great field. It's a great turf field. They do a good job of taking care of it.
Chip, do you think it was appropriate that Maddox was the one who started the game-ending double play, considering how well he's played defensively of late?
Yeah, 100%. He's been a key to us, and we went round and around with third base this year. It was a revolving door, and he sort of took it over. And part of it's his left-handed bat. The other part was he just started making all the plays. And if you go back to even the Houston series when we had to turn this thing around, he had an unbelievable game to get us going.
For Easton and Owen, you guys both have at least another year after this year, but there are some guys on this team who are seniors. I mean, this could be it for them. There's some guys who are juniors who are likely to be drafted. Do you have any sense when you're out there that you're trying to play for them?
Definitely. I think that's, especially out with the end of the year now, that's every game it feels like I'm playing another game to play more time with these guys. Let's win for each other. That's how it feels like we're playing right now, and that's why I feel like we're playing so good, because we're not playing for ourselves. We're just playing for each other, play for the next guy.
Yeah, I think, obviously you want to win for the older guys like Garen, who've, been here and kind of been through it all. I think it's important to obviously go out there on the field every single day and, give it our all.
Chip, how concerned are you about the offense as we head into the weekend here?
I think it's just we'll get a game plan for the pitcher tomorrow, whoever it is, and we'll do the best we can. I trust these guys. Their swings are good. It's not mechanical. It's just, the pitches that he was throwing were very difficult, and we were just off kilter a little bit. But tomorrow we'll run him back out there and go at it again.
Is it dependent on the opponent, or is Raul going to start tomorrow?
Raul's starting, yeah.
One more for all you guys. I don't know if comforting is the right word, but when Tony comes out of the bullpen in the ninth inning, do you feel like you're going to win the game?
I do.
I love it. It feels amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone on the field feels it the same way.
It's like when we hear his walkout song, gets everyone going, and game feels over at that point.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that is the head coach and the players from your Arizona Wildcats up in Eugene, Oregon. Wildcats knock off Cal Poly by a score of 3-2 today in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Eugene, Oregon, the site. Oregon Ducks coming up a little bit later tonight against Utah Valley. Winner of that game will face the Arizona Wildcats tomorrow in the winner's bracket game. That'll be at 12 noon again, our time, and 11:50 will be broadcast time. The elimination game or losers bracket game. I know some people are a little skittish when they hear the term losers, but that game will be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, and then Sunday will be the final elimination game in the early afternoon, 3 o'clock, and that will set up the regional final, which will be at 7 o'clock on Sunday. So the winner of the first two games will advance to that ball game. The loser of the winner's game tomorrow will have to come back and play in that initial game on Sunday. And if the winner of game 6 on Sunday night is a team that has already lost the game, then we'll come back on Monday, but we do not have a time yet on what that game on Monday, game 7, as it's like to be termed, would be up in Eugene. But a good start for your Wildcats, who, again, have had some trouble, like Chip, you heard Chip Hale say there, getting out of regionals. They got to the regional final his first year down in Florida, down in Miami against Mississippi, that Mississippi team that would go on to win the national championship. I mean, that was an absolute slugfest that night or that afternoon, that Monday afternoon in Coral Gables. And the Wildcats looked good early, but then Ole Miss just had too much firepower, knocking the Wildcats out. Then year 2, they went down to Arkansas and got blitzed in 2 games. Last year at home, got blitzed in 2 games. So ending a 5-game postseason losing streak today, your Arizona Wildcats, much needed with that 3-2 victory over the Cal Poly Mustangs. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We are going to get into, again, we've got you till 6 o'clock, so about another hour and a half. Well, we'll give you your Diamondbacks download. Things are not very good in Diamondbacks land right now. And the Arizona Wildcat up there, Kevin Ginkel, is really struggling out of the bullpen. We'll hear from Kevin Ginkel, head coach or manager Torey Lovello, on his struggles as well, on the team's struggles. We'll get you set for everything that's happening on the sports end this weekend. We've got FC Tucson at home tonight over at Keno North Stadium against Coachella Soccer Club. That'll be a 7 o'clock game over there, 7 o'clock soccer game. So if you want to head out there and see the boys in black tonight, would be a great opportunity to do that. The Mercury are home tonight up in the Valley against the Minnesota Lynx. We'll hear from head coach Nate Tibbetts on the 15-assist performance by Alyssa Thomas last time out on, I believe that was Tuesday, against the Chicago Sky. And, of course, we've got your BetMGM Network top plays, including who we took this weekend at the Memorial Jack Nicklaus's golf tournament back in Ohio. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Cricket will be back with us as well in the 5 o'clock hour with more about what is happening here in southern Arizona this weekend. Right now, she is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision reported in the foothills, Sunrise Drive near Swan on Sunrise Drive near Swan. Closure downtown, 6th Street closed, Stone Avenue to Church Avenue closed to all traffic until approximately the end of this year. Looking at our overnight low at 73, 96 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain, 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
When you hear crunch, whine, boing,
Alaskan AC will arrive to fix it in less than 24 hours from the first crunch.
Whine. Boing. No matter what kind of
crunch,
whine, or boing your AC is making.
We fix it on your schedule.
That's huge. We guarantee to be there in 24 hours or less, or the repair is free. We not only get there fast, we polar bear promise we'll get the job done right.
We believe you deserve fresh air free of humidity in every room of your home, and you should never hear crunch,
whine, boing.
If you do, call Alaskan AC, and we guarantee we'll be there in under 24 hours.
If we don't make it, your repair will be free, no matter how big the crunch,
boing,
or whine.
Wait, I thought I was whine.
You're crunch.
I'm crunch. You're boing.
I don't think I'm boing. Gary's more of a boing than me.
William is crunch.
Schedule now and tell us who boing is. Only at AlaskanAC.com.
It's the $10,000 quiz show. Okay, contestants, these are things that save you money. Ready? Here we go. It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Tobacco Barn.
You pay no city or state sales tax because they're on
the Indian Reservation.
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at
TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Excellent. Now for the big savings. At Tobacco Barn, you'll save up to
40% off.
And because they're on the reservation, you pay no
city or state sales tax.
And at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, you get
a coupon up to $3 off.
What you are if you waste your money shopping somewhere else.
Crazy?
Nuts.
Stupid?
A few tacos short of a combo plate?
Whoa! Tobacco Barn, Tucson's most watched savings show. Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check your local listings or TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
You're listening to the Jim Rome Show.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what, Rome, I did it. I listened to every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what, you probably aren't that smart. You need 2 more weeks.
We love Jim Rome every Monday through Friday on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Claire. She loves her motorcycle, and she's learned to love the insects she encounters on her rides. She may not know the difference between a gnat and a mosquito at 55 miles per hour, but she does know one thing. It's always gross when one flies into her mouth. But she's so used to it that it's weird when it doesn't happen. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back with comprehensive and collision coverage from America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
So hot. Hi, can I help you? Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is Bill Ryder, the Sportsman. It's sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. There's a lot of reasons the New York Knicks dominated the Indiana Pacers and forced a Game 6 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson was phenomenal. That Knicks defense finally showed what it should be under Tom Thibodeau. But it's also true that the Pacers flinched in the face of a closeout game. Those are difficult, and their ability to seize that moment at home will determine who goes to the finals. I'm Bill Ryder.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Call us. What'd you think of your Wildcats today? Where'd you watch the game? I know they had a watch party down at the Monica. Were you down at the Monica watching your Wildcats today? 2 hits. 2 hits and you win a baseball game. I love the postseason, man. Everything is just so dialed up, jacked up. It was interesting because, you know, when Jay Johnson was here, he used to always talk about, and he used to always make a big deal about every game. I mean, he would say every game's a Super Bowl. And I always thought, as somebody that spent a lot of years around professional baseball, I always thought that was maybe a little hokey, that you can make that big a deal out of every single game. But in college baseball, it's true. Even though they play, what, 50? I think the regular season is like 50-something games. Still, every game really does count when it comes down to, one, getting into the NCAA tournament. And we've seen it in recent years with the Wildcats. They got hot down the stretch a few years ago and were able to play their way in, got to the finals of the Pac-12 tournament the year they lost to Oregon, and they were able to play their way in that year. And it comes down to obviously RPI, strength of schedule, and all that, but winning baseball games. And that's why every game, and even Chip Hale came out a few weeks ago and said, you know, when he was asked, like, do you stay with a guy when he's struggling? And he says it's hard. It's hard in college baseball. I mean, in professional ball, you would do that. In the big leagues, you can stay with a guy that might be struggling. Heck, I talk about my fantasy team a lot. Like right now, Christian Walker, you know, who for so long was one of the most reliable hitters on the Diamondbacks. He's just been terrible. I mean, he's been terrible through the first part of this Major League Baseball season. Plays for the Houston Astros now. But, you know, when you got a guy like that who's got a track record, you stay with him. You keep him in the lineup. Like, I'm keeping him in my fantasy lineup. There's a lot of people in fantasy baseball that are cutting Christian Walker right now, but I'm staying with him. His manager's staying with him. It's tough to do that in college baseball because you can't afford to give away games. Every game really does matter in college baseball, even though there's like 50 of them, and you can think, you lose a game here, you lose a game there. I mean, that's why it was so critical. I mean, the Wildcats were dominant in those midweek games this year. I think that's about as dominant as they've been lately in the midweek. They only lost twice in their 11 midweek games, both times to GCU. But every game is just so important. And it was great to see Owen Kremkowski, local kid. I mean, recently, these games, I mean, outside of Easton Bryfogle, who's not from Southern Arizona, recently these games have been dotted. They've been dotted with kids, Dragon Ball, that are from here. Southern Arizona. When's the last time? I know we've had every year we have kids from Southern Arizona on this team, but I don't know that I remember a year. I've been here 17 years. I don't know if I remember a year where this many local kids were leading the way. When you talk about now your top 2 starters, Owen Kremkowski, Weldon Gross, Sarita, Raul Garza, Rio Rico, Mason White, South Point Catholic. I mean, Andrew Kane, Ironwood Ridge. I mean, the level, the number of local kids that have been out at the forefront of pushing this team to now what is 6 straight wins. I mean, you were on the board a few weeks ago. I think it was, well, we're on Friday now. Was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago in Houston when they got their asses kicked?
Yep.
They haven't lost since. I said the other day, Dragon Ball, I said that was the wake-up call. That was the wake-up call. You go down to Houston against a mediocre team, and you get your butts handed to you. And I know Chip said that his staff, his pitching coaches, went back, Kevin Vance and John DeRowan, and kind of figured some things out. But ultimately, it's the players, and I think the players, the light went on, and they've been and again, I've been a one to kind of be a little concerned about this group, but again, that's 4 straight games in a row that they have pitched magnificently in the postseason.
Well, here's the thing: is you could say that the light turned on after the 13-4 loss they took at Houston for the final series of the season. I can tell you exactly what happened. DK, is that during the post game when Brian Jeffries was talking about the stats and everything like that, he mentioned that Chip Hale brought the team to the outfield. Did not bring them to the dugout. Made them all sit on a knee in the outfield after that loss. And I don't know how recently your Little League experience has been compared to mine, but I'm going to assume mine was a little bit more recent than yours.
Just maybe a little.
Just a little.
Just a few years.
But I remember bad games and those outfields take a knee and those speeches. There's a level of accountability that comes with those speeches. Chip probably brought that. That's Little League 101. Get the kids' attention back. And they just came off of losing the series to Utah. Again, we all talked about that being the worst series loss they could have taken. It probably was the thing that ended up costing them a chance to host.
Yep.
But then they lose 13-4 on Houston, and it wasn't really even that close. 4-13 might be making it a nice call, because when you give up back-to-back 5-run innings, that's not a good look. And when Chip brought those guys out to the outfield to have a talk, there were some people that definitely listened to that. Now, going back to now where the pitching's finally starting to wake up, now we've got the issue of you almost kind of have the coin flip mentality of, the hitting was great early, but the pitching was really bad. Now you've got the pitching is on point, the hitting is very spotty. So you need to have a point where you can get both of those things at the same time, particularly if you want to go ahead and have a chance to play in the super regionals. But right now, if the Cats can survive off of clutch, timely hitting, and dominant pitching, there's a good chance. Because some teams, they live off of those kinds of ways that the games are played.
Right.
I can think back to the days where the Braves were a world-class team in the 90s. Their offense was okay. The pitching's what made them great. So I'm not saying that the three-headed monster in that rotation is going to be the three-headed monster that was in Atlanta those days. But if you can get that kind of dominant pitching throughout the next, say, 8-10 games, then you've got a chance to really have a good opportunity to play for a national championship.
I think, what is it? It's now 6 in these 6 games now that they've won in a row. They've given up 6 runs in 48 innings. 6 earned runs in 48 innings pitched by this pitching staff. The last game in Houston, which they won 8-1. And then the 3 games last week in Arlington or wherever they were in Texas.
They were Arlington, it was Globe Life Field.
4-1, 1 run, 1 run, 1 run, and then today 2 runs. I mean, that's, again, you pitch like that, you're going to win a lot of baseball games. You can get to Omaha. You can get to Omaha getting just 2 hits if you pitch like that. Now, again, you don't want to be, again, like Chip said, we got to figure out what's going on with the offense, because they've scored now just, 5 runs in their last 2 games. After that 12-run outburst against West Virginia, they got just 2 to beat TCU. But these are the kind of baseball games I like. I don't know about you, but I've been around this game for a while, and I love me some low scoring, 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. Give me those types of games all day long.
I mean, DK, me and you are both AFC North guys. Of course, we're going to love low-scoring sporting events. I lived off 9-6 football games. Those were my favorite kind of games.
Ain't that the truth? All right, let's give you your BetMGM Network top play of the day.
The Atlanta Braves are finally healthy. I'm Sammy Pete, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM network. The starting rotation's at full strength, and Ronald Acuna Jr. is back. This is a team could get hot, and nobody wants to see down the stretch. BetMGM 18-1 Braves World Series? Sign me up. I'm Sammy Pete from the BetMGM network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today, and please, gamble responsibly.
Oh, Atlanta Braves? Atlanta Braves to the World Series? That might be a tad bit premature.
A tad premature, but at the same time, I mean, we had a day off. There's no basketball. There's no hockey today. I mean, that's probably what the situation is.
They are 3.5 games under 500.
We're already looking to
9.5
October.
out in the National League East, so I don't know about that one there, but we'll have to stew on that one before we decide if we want to take the Atlanta Braves to the World Series, being one of the long shot odds that we take with the BetMGM network. All right, so we got a couple more to give you today. We've also got a game coming up here at I think starts at the top of the hour. Tigers on the money line tonight over the Royals. The Tigers for a minute were the second best team in baseball. They still are at 37-20. They've got now, actually, their 37 wins are the most in baseball right now. They've won 4 games in a row. They had kind of hit a skid there for a minute, but now they've turned around and won 4 more games in a row. So right now, the Detroit Tigers are back to being the best team in baseball. So take the Tigers on the money line over the Royals tonight at -120. That means your $12.90 bet will bring you home $10.84. Also, we've got a couple of the NBA one series left to be decided. We've got the Pacers to win the Eastern Conference Finals. We got that one at 120 plus 125 at the beginning of this series, so we will maybe cash home that $16 this weekend. We've also got the Pacers tomorrow -4 over the Knicks in Game 6 in Indianapolis. You like the Pacers to close this out tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I like in Indiana. I think that this is finally where the wherewithal of the Knicks finally gets tested. Again, I give Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit. He's actually gone to the bench a lot more often than I thought he would in these past 2 games. But I think that when you're on the road, it needs to be the star guys. It needs to be your core 5 guys that need to be the ones to go ahead and dominate. And I think it's just going to be a little bit too much for them to go ahead and try to overcome Tyrese Halliburton, who will probably have a bounce-back game after his disappointing performance in Game 5.
Do you like Pat McAfee?
I could love him or leave him. I don't really have a strong opinion for the West Virginia Yinzer.
I am so glad that John Mellencamp called him out. I don't like Pat McAfee. I'm so glad that John Mellencamp called him out for that pregame thing that he did, calling out all the stars from New York. That was so awesome.
Hey, just because Ben Stiller could afford a $70,000 floor seat is not his fault. Now I got a question I got to ask you about baseball though, DK.
Okay.
Before the end of May, do the Rockies get to double-digit wins?
Oh, well, we got 3 days left? Today, tomorrow.
It's today and tomorrow. So they got 2 games in New York against the Mets.
2 games to get to 1 win. To get one win. Ooh, I think they get it. They've lost 5 in a row. They've lost 5 in a row. I think they get at least 1 win the next 2 days.
All right.
I wish we had a play on that. I'll have to see if there are any odds on the Rockies getting to 10 wins before the end of the month.
For all the Rocky fans that are out there, I apologize. It's not that I'm trying to besmirch the franchise's struggles, but at the same time, this is something worth watching. You always want to watch to see when does a team that struggles eventually reach certain milestones.
Right.
If the Rockies can get to 10 wins before the month of June, I would consider that an accomplishment.
There you go. That would be a very big accomplishment. All right, we've got the Memorial going on this weekend. We have got Xander Schauffele to win the Memorial at plus 1,600. So that's 16-1. Let's see where he is today. He was way down the leaderboard, but here we go. Xander Schauffele, he's on the move. He shot 69 today. 69. He was tied for 25th. He's jumped 15 spots. He's currently 2 under, tied for 8th. 5 shots off the lead. Nick Taylor and Ben Griffin have the lead right now. Looks like they might be a little bit behind here. Or is that tomorrow? These are tomorrow's tee times. Okay. So it looks like everybody is through their second round today. So we've got Xander Schauffele at plus 1,600. I have to see what the winning on that was. He's got 1 top 10 this year. He's got 4 top 25 finishes already this year. So we need that big win because we're still $111.09 in the hole. So we went through our first, this is 162 plays we're doing right now. We're at on 102 right now. I'll play 102 today. So through our first 100 plays, we were 10 games under, 10 bets under, 45 wins, 55 losses. So this is the biggest downturn we've been on, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We still got plenty of time to get back to even before this 162 bet play is out. All right, those are your BetMGM Network top plays. Much more coming up for you straight ahead in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll check in on what's happening with your Diamondbacks. They are a complete mess, but at home. So let's see if they can get right coming up against the Washington Nationals this weekend. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Sunrise Drive in Swan, crash reported on Sunrise Drive near Swan. And Midtown roadwork on Glen, east and west of Tucson Boulevard. Travel shifted to the north side of the roadway and no left turns permitted from Glen onto Tucson Boulevard. 73 the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain and 99 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Craftsman Days are live at Lowe's. Get a free select tool when you buy a V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tool shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
I don't have to tell you it's hot. Hi, this is Ron from Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Make sure your home is cool and comfortable all summer long. Routine maintenance can often prevent major breakdowns. Call us before the first sign of trouble. Call today, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad by name and address. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course. It's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, Not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Up to a 30% upfront bonus and 12% per year guaranteed growth for retirement. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and these are the highest guarantees with annuities I have seen in my life. When interest rates are this high, there are silver linings, and annuity guarantees are one of them. Up to a 30% bonus upfront for retirement income. On $100,000, that's up to $42,000 guaranteed in the first year. And it's because of the economy and its high interest rates. Don't let anyone, especially another financial advisor, tell you it's not true. Up to 30% upfront just for opening an account and up to 12% per year guaranteed income growth. Don't miss out. This won't last forever. If you have an old 401k, get up to 30% upfront and 12% guaranteed growth for income today.
Call 321-4100. That's 321-4100.
Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Your home for everything Arizona Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Canario, Pham, and Hayes third to first. Still just one out in the eighth. And that's by Gino in trouble. Canario scores. Pham coming home. Key Brian Hayes being waved around. And this is going to tie the ball game. Disaster in the eighth inning.
Yeah, that was the game on Tuesday that the Diamondbacks absolutely imploded. There may have been, I'll have to check this, there may have been a move today because I was just looking at the roster because obviously they did make a move over the off day. Jordan Lawler was sent back down. His second stint was no better than his first stint when he came up a year and a half ago. To the big leagues. He was just not good at the plate. And so he has been sent out. And I think there's been a move with Kevin Ginkel as well. I'm looking for it right now because he's not on the roster.
Yep. The reliever, Jeff Brigham, coming up. Kevin Ginkel going down.
Wow. So Kevin Ginkel has been optioned. I would imagine he may have still had it. He must obviously have still had options left because he has been sent back to AAA. Wow.
Going over to Reno.
So that's some breaking news today for your Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona Wildcat, 2016 Wildcat, Kevin Ginkel has been optioned back to AAA. So a bunch of moves that were made. Jeff Brigham is coming up. Eldemaro Vargas is coming up, and he was on a minor league deal, so he had to redo his contract. So he has been signed to the major league club now, and then Kevin Ginkel optioned, Jordan Lawler optioned, and how about this? Joe Mantiply designated for assignment today. So huge moves by the Diamondbacks today. That's shock. Joe Mantiply was an all-star, 2 years ago? I think 2023 was his all-star year, but he has been anything but an all-star since then. So big-time moves in the bullpen. Now, Mantiply had already been sent down, so they had to create a roster spot in order to bring up Vargas, and the roster spot comes at least on the 40-man, because he was on a minor league deal, so you have to put him on the 40-man in order to give him that major league contract. And so Joe Mantiply has been designated for assignment. We'll see what his future is. Mantiply and Ginkel, two guys that, and that's the thing about the big leagues and relievers. I mean, guys can be so good one year, and then 2 years later, they can't get anybody out. And right now, those two guys who are at the forefront of helping this Diamondbacks team get to the World Series just 2 years ago, one's in AAA and one could be on his way out of the organization.
You can't speak highly enough to the relievers that are able to maintain a level of success consistently because it's hard, especially as a relief guy. You're going into different situations. You're coming in seemingly whenever you're called upon, and that can be with nobody on. It can be with two guys on. It can be with bases loaded. It can be with one out, no outs. Those guys that are able to just maintain consistency and just be absolutely absolutely in control of the game when they come in, it's not an easy job. Now, for all those guys that got sent to the AAA, hopefully they can find themselves their mojo and get themselves back. And Jordan Lawler, he'll be back in the majors, I'm sure, within a couple months or so. This is a situation where I think his confidence got a little shook because he let the moment get ahead of him. But once he gets that momentum back and just says, okay, treat it like everything else you did, and it'll come to you. Not everybody gets to be Bryce Harper when they come out of the minors. It's not immediate, I'm going to hit a home run my first game. No, it's not that easy. Some of these guys, they know how to pitch you, and it'll be tough to catch up. So Lawler, I have no concern about. Ginkel and Mantiply and these guys, this could be the end of their time in the Diamondbacks uniform if they can't get it back together when they get down to Reno.
All right, we'll have there are some comments. Torey Lovullo has met with the media today, so we'll try to get you some of that coming up. Apparently, he said that it really, for Jordan Lawler, it's been pitch recognition. It had nothing to do with the fact that obviously, when they brought him up, there was no clear idea exactly how he was going to be used. He was going to, try to spell guys' days off in different positions, second base, third base, shortstop, that kind of thing. But pitch recognition, he says, was the biggest reason that they decided to send Jordan Lawler back down. And you have to wonder now. I mean, again, I know you say you're not worried, but, I mean, that's 2 stints now. That's 2 stints that he's come up, and he's not been able to figure out offensively. So Dragon Ball might not be worried, but are you as a Diamondbacks fan, are you worried? 520-848-1290 about Jordan Lawler. Are you worried? Like we had the caller call up a few weeks ago and said, we got to get this kid up here. He's ripping up AAA. And I said that day, I said, well, yeah, he's ripping up AAA, but AAA is a whole lot different than the major leagues. A whole lot different than the major leagues. All right, the move with Kevin Ginkel kind of blew up my segment because I was not aware of that until the beginning of the segment. But I wanted you to hear, let's still hear from Kevin just about some of the issues that he was having recently.
It's been that kind of role for me lately where I'm trying to get a pitch in the zone and trying to get a ground ball or trying to get a pop-up, something. And it hasn't been going that way. So I just got to be smart with how I pitch. I feel like, with my stuff, I'm trying to attack guys as best I can. I don't want to try and walk guys and fall behind. So, I'll take a look at the video tomorrow, kind of break it down, and we'll go from there.
There you go. That was Kevin D. Well, where we go from here is Reno, Nevada, unfortunately. But again, it's almost unbelievable when you think about this is where we were 2 years ago. Exact same spot with Kevin Ginkel. They had to send him down. I believe it was mid-May. Mid-May, they sent him down for a month. They brought him back in June, and he was lights out after that. Hence, forward to what happened in September and October, and the Diamondbacks get into the World Series with him being one of the guys that was getting key outs there on the right side. It's almost the exact situation that we were dealing with him 2 years ago. We're dealing with him again now in 2025. I want you to hear what Torey Lovullo had said before the decision was made to send Ginkel down.
I believe in Kevin Ginkel. He hasn't been getting the job done. That's I know frustration for him, for us, for this entire team. And I just thought it was a good opportunity for him to roll up a ground ball, and it just found a spot. It's the game. But no, I didn't think about it. I wanted Kevin to work through that and get some big outs for us.
So he was talking about why you left him in there. There were some people that thought maybe you shouldn't have left him in there that long the other night when he gave up the runs. And you heard the 3-run double that they were up 6-3, bases loaded to Isaiah Falafa. David's shortstop.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard the hit. I did hear the boos. The boo birds were loud after that hit.
Yes, they were.
That's the thing I heard the most
Yes,
in
they
that
were.
last clip.
Yes, they were. All right, Diamondbacks have lost 7 of their last 8 heading into the series tonight. Series opener against the Washington Nationals. Torrey, what is the state of your ball club as it stands right now?
You ask me for answers. I don't know what the answers are. We just got to continue to believe, continue to fight. And we budget for these times. We talk about these times and what are we going to look like? We're going to start pointing fingers at one another. We're going to start lacking accountability. That doesn't happen here. So I think everybody is accepting their own personal responsibility and asking questions about how can I go out there, do my job, and make sure this gets better. So that's the space we're living in right now. And it's extremely frustrating, not going to lie. We want to win every single game. We got to get this thing back on the right track. Look, we've had a bad week at work. That's how I'm going to chalk it up. So I'm going to get through the night tonight, through the off day tomorrow, come out here Friday, and be as committed to this team as I am every single day, and make sure that everybody's committed to everybody around them.
All right, there's 7 games out behind the Dodgers, 2 games under 500. Merrill Kelly is on the mound tonight, 5-2. I need a good start from Merrill. You weren't here, Dragon Ball, so I have Jalen Beeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start. I had Kevin Ginkel, so I got to make a roster move because I had Kevin Ginkel.
Yep.
He gave up the first runs, and then Jalen Beeks came in. I have Jalen Beeks. He gave up the home run to Brian Reynolds. So it was not only was it not a good night for the Diamondbacks, it was not a good night for me either. So now I got to make a roster move because Kevin Ginkel is no longer in the major leagues. I need Merrill Kelly big tonight against Jake Irvin. 6:40 first pitch. Arizona a prohibitive favorite at -235 on the money line tonight if you want that bet. All right, Cricket is back with us. I think I got all of the camera issues. Yeah, everybody looks good now. Yeah, and all I got to do is get the names up there right, but I got the camera information right. Cricket is back with us with everything you need to know that is going on in Southern Arizona to keep yourself happy this weekend.
Through tomorrow in Improvathon 2025.
Improvathon.
It is 28 hours of improv.
Oh, wow.
So today, tomorrow, there's one family-friendly show, just so you know, on Saturday afternoon at the Tucson Improv Movement.
Just one.
Because you know how those improv people are.
Improv is not safe.
Typically not.
Are there
typically not.
Are there particular comedians for family-oriented improv?
Well, I'm not sure. Like I'm thinking like Drew Carey. I think he could be clean. You know, those guys that did Whose Line.
Yeah, then you got your Ryan Stiles, and then it all just goes downhill from Colin is over there.
Oh, yeah. It could be bad.
It was nice the time we worked together, Drew. You're fired.
Exactly, yeah.
Greg Proops was the one. Greg Proops was the problem.
It was very good, yes. But that's happening at the Tucson Improv Movement, 414 East 9th Street. Maybe get up early tomorrow, some goat yoga at 9 a.m. at Udall Park.
Okay.
Yeah, $25 to participate. Listen, if you like model trains, this is really cool.
Oh, I love model trains.
Oh, do you? The Great Garden Express is bringing model trains to the Tucson Botanical Gardens. So there are model trains everywhere. They're like overhead. They're running through like historic landmarks and stuff like that. And that runs through September, and it looks really cool.
We have to get our friends from the Botanical Gardens on about that. That sounds really fun.
We got to talk about that for sure. And one more event, Sting in concert on Sunday night at Arizona Financial Theater in Phoenix.
Sting.
Yes, Sting.
I think I heard Buzz say he was going to see Dionne Warwick tonight.
Yep, that's correct.
Wow, there's a lot of folks. I saw Sting with the Police, but I've not seen Sting as a solo. Have you seen him? Either of you seen him as solo?
I've never.
Did you see the Police?
I do.
No.
I've seen the Police in regards to like I've seen their videos, I've seen their music videos, but I've never seen either of them in concert.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a big concert guy.
No,
I don't trust people in concerts.
Okay.
Too many people get into the music and they start spilling beers on people and everything, and then I'm just I'm sticky and I smell in the car. I hate it.
Is AC/DC there? Because a lot of my friends in Cleveland and Chicago have seen AC/DC this past week.
I'm mad at them.
You're mad at AC/DC?
I'm mad at AC/DC.
Why
they
is
didn't
that?
choose one single Arizona date for
So
their tour.
I was about to ask you, are they coming here?
No Arizona date. I'm like, I'm mad at them.
Well, I would be mad too.
I would love to see
Because my
them.
one friend said it was a great show.
They sound pretty good.
He was like, his quote was 70-year-old guys can still rock.
They can still do it, man.
There you go. All right, Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives now with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation, Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together with it looking pretty good. We do have a ton of road work across town. Road work on 5th, 6th Street. Between Country Club and Alvernon, there's no left turns permitted from 5th Street onto Alvernon. No left turns permitted from 5th, 6th Street onto Country Club. 73, the overnight low, 96. Tomorrow, 86 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain and 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
When you hear crunch, whine, boing,
Alaskan AC will arrive to fix it in less than 24 hours from the first crunch,
whine, boing. No matter what kind of
crunch,
whine, or boing your AC is making,
we fix it on your schedule.
That's huge. We guarantee to be there in 24 hours or less, or the repair is free. We not only get there fast, we polar bear promise we'll get the job done right.
We believe you deserve fresh air free of humidity in every room of your home, and you should never hear crunch,
whine, boing.
If you do, call Alaskan AC, and we guarantee we'll be there in under 24 hours.
If we don't make it, your repair will be free, no matter how big the crunch,
boing,
or whine.
Wait, I thought I was whine.
You're crunch.
I'm crunch. You're boing.
I don't think I'm boing. Gary's more of a boing than me.
William is crunch.
Schedule now and tell us who boing is. Only at AlaskanAC.com.
Quick, she's over here. I don't know. I just found her like this.
Yeah, she's banged up, but she'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. What can I do?
Just need the keys. And, sir?
Yeah?
Your car's gonna be fine.
Thank you.
Mobile detailing from Recon Auto Detailing. Tired of wear and tear on your vehicle or just tired of cleaning it yourself? We'll come to you. Book with us online and see why we have over 1,100 5-star reviews. Recon Auto Detailing. ReconDetail.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated, and the lawyer you choose needs to be equipped to handle them. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
It's the $10,000 quiz show. Okay, contestants, these are things that save you money. Ready? Here we go. It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Tobacco Barn.
You pay no city or state sales tax because they're on
the Indian Reservation.
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at
TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Excellent. Now for the big savings. At Tobacco Barn, you'll save up to
40% off.
And because they're on the reservation, you pay no
city or state sales tax.
And at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, you get
a coupon up to $3 off.
What you are if you waste your money shopping somewhere else.
Crazy?
Nuts.
Stupid?
A few tacos short of a combo plate.
Wow! Tobacco Barn, Tucson's most watched savings show. Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check your local listings or TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires, Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Let's head to the soccer pitch and check in on the NWSL. Maybe the biggest surprise of the season to date, the San Diego Wave. The club missed the playoffs last year, but they've responded with a hot start in 2025 and currently occupy second place in the league standings. The Wave have won 6 of their 10 matches, with their last defeat coming on April 12th. Most recently, they dominated the North Carolina Courage 5-2 over the weekend. San Diego had 4 different goal scorers in the victory, including Kristen McNabb. The veteran's been with the Wave since the club's inaugural season in 2022.
I think every year has been a bit different, but I think we've always had that winning mentality. We've kind of just built on that, having that like underdog gritty mentality, but also the soccer we're playing this year is unbelievable.
The Wave are back in action next Friday against Seattle Reign FC. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Annie Lawrence on Westwood One.
Testing, testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We were talking about the flurry of roster news that the Diamondbacks made today. Joe Mantiply designated for assignment. We'll get into some of his numbers because it had just not gotten any better. They sent him down about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks maybe even, and things had not gotten any better for him. Kevin Ginkel, Arizona Wildcat, class of 2016, a part of that bullpen that helped the Diamondbacks get to the World Series 2 years ago, has been sent down to AAA. Jordan Lawler also sent out today after his second stint brought about the same type of offense that we saw in his first stint in the big leagues. Torey Lovullo, when he met the media a little bit earlier today up at Chase Field, had this to say about Jordan Lawler. And again, when they called up Jordan Lawler, the thought was that he would be playing a number of different positions, try to get him in there maybe 3 to 4 times a week when guys got days off. And Torey was essentially asked, was that part of what led to Jordan Lawler's offensive struggles in this second stint?
That should not be used as a reason for him not going up there and having more successful at-bats. I think having a successful at-bat is controlling the zone, swinging at balls versus strikes. In my opinion, that's a new role for him, and it might be hard for him to adapt to. He was figuring it out on the fly. I think he was hitting off the traject machine. I think he was doing a lot of stuff to keep himself race ready. At 3 to 4 days a week, in my opinion, if you can keep yourself real Trump tight, you can keep yourself in a good spot where you're seeing pitches and do the things that we asked him to do. I didn't want him to go 5 for 4 every game. I know that's impossible. But what I want him to do is swing at strikes. I want him to control zones, set up pitchers, get the pitcher you're looking for, and have an all-field approach. We saw a lot of bat speed, but we saw a lot of swing and miss, and he was very predictable on the pitch that he was looking for. He's one-dimensional to the fastball, and that's just not going to work here at the big league level.
Not going to work at the big league level. He now has, again, 2 stints for Jordan Lawler. Still a young player. He is 22 years old. Came up near the end of the 2023 season during the stretch when the Diamondbacks were in their run to the World Series and went 4 for 31 at the plate. This time, a year and a half later, 8 games, granted not in September and not in the midst of a situation where you got a team trying to make the playoffs, but he did not get a single base hit. 0 for 19. So he is 4 for 51 in the big leagues. That is a 0.80 batting average. 0.80 batting average, 180 on base percentage, 259 OPS. He also got 3 postseason at bats in that stretch. He went 0 for 3. So actually, he's 4 for 53 if you count the postseason at bats that he got, which would be less than 0.80 batting average. Are you concerned about Jordan Lawler? Again, a lot of you were calling for this kid to be brought up 2 weeks ago. That was all that was over social media. That was all people were talking about. When the offense was struggling, we got to get Jordan Lawler up here. He's tearing up AAA. Where are you now? What happened? If you've been watching these games, what happened? You heard what the manager said. He cannot adjust to anything else but the fastball. And that's just not working here in the big leagues. It's a whole different game when you come up from AAA to the major leagues. And Jordan Lawler, clearly at 22, is still not ready. And now you have to wonder, because now he's failed twice, where his mindset is going to be going back down to AAA and then when his next opportunity comes along. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Okay, we have not gotten to this yet. But last week, there was a change made to the college football playoff system. We have not had a chance to discuss this yet. They went to straight seeding. And those of you that know me and have heard me for the last 2 years on this radio station and, several years before that on television, know that I wanted nothing to do with the BCS and the college football playoff under its old setup of just 4 teams getting in. I was very happy when they finally went to this new setup for the college football playoff, this new 12-team format that rewards conference champions, because that had always been my sticking point. That what's the point of a playoff if all your at the time Power 5 if all your Power 5 champions are not a part of it? And so we finally got that with this new playoff system that debuted last year. And I was a firm believer. There was a way I would have set it up, and I've said it before. I would have set it up with all the conference champions, the 4 Power 4 conference champions being the ones that got buys. The way it ended up being put together was it was the top 4 ranked conference champions that got the buys. That's how the ACC was left playing in the quarterfinals last year, and Boise State got in as one of the conference champions that got a bye was because they were ranked 3rd in the final poll, and I believe SMU was 11 or something of that nature. Now it's going to be straight seeding. I don't like straight seeding. I do not like straight seeding. That's not really what I signed up for on this. I believe if you win a conference that you should be rewarded for winning that conference in college football. And once again, I tweeted it last week, the East won on this. The Big Ten, the SEC, this is what they want. Because they want everything. They want as many teams as possible to be in the college football playoff. So now, Commissioner Brett Yormark, so the Big 12 has been having their spring meetings, just wrapped up today down in Florida. Commissioner Brett Yormark has put out a system if the playoff is, and it's expected to expand from 12 to 16 potentially as early as next year. It could expand to 16 teams. He's put out a format called 5+11. And basically what 5+11 is that there would be 5 automatic qualifiers. So the 4 power conference champions and the best group of 5 would all be automatic qualifiers, and then you would have 11 at-large teams. That's how this whole thing that he has been pushing would go. Now, the good thing about this is the SEC coaches apparently like this format. Their commissioner, what's his name, Greg Sankey? Their commissioner, I don't know if he likes it because he wants as many SEC teams as he can get in the door. I don't know if he likes it, but his coaches like it. So that might be good for everybody else because I don't know that Greg Sankey would do something that would go against all his coaches in that conference, but you never know. Because Greg Sankey is a power-grubbing guy. And he's going to do what's best. He may not do what's best for or what the coaches want, but he's going to do what he feels is best for his conference.
Best for business.
Best for business, yeah. So let's hear from Brett Yormark on why we're going to skip one here, Dave. We're going to go to 2. Or actually, they're both labeled 1. But Brett Yormark talking about why the Big 12 believes in this 5+11 format.
Well, we're pushing 5 and 11. We have all week. I was also glad to hear that the SEC coaches supported, that format, which is critically important. We've had great collaboration with our colleagues. As all of you know, I'm on the management committee for the CFP. The 4 Power 4 commissioners have been meeting separately, vetting out different models and opportunities. When we were recently in Charlotte, we formally presented the Big Ten and the SEC with options that, one, we had a preference for, but also if we did end up going with an AQ model, which is not our preference, how we felt about that. We will look forward to continue dialogue with them. I'm sure we'll connect next week, and then we'll be together in person in a couple of weeks. But I think there's real momentum for 5-11. Certainly the public is voting yes for it, which I think is critically important, and it's a very good sign. And yes, the Big Ten and the SEC are leading the discussions, but with leading those discussions, they have a great responsibility that goes with it to do what's right for college football and not to do anything that just benefits 2 conferences. And I have a lot of faith in the process, and I think we'll land in the right place.
Within that 5-11 format, do you want a bracket that's 1 versus 16, just a straight 16?
We would go straight 16, no different than what we just recently approved, 1 through 12.
Why do you have pushback on a model that guarantees the Big 12 2 spots?
That's a great question. In talking to our ADs and coaches, we want to earn it on the field. The 5-11 might not be ideal for the conference, but it's good for college football, and it's what's fair. And we don't want any gimmies. We want to earn it on the field, and that was the direction of the key stakeholder group, the ADs and the coaches, and I feel very comfortable with that. And I feel the same way, and I've been very outspoken about it.
What was your response or reaction when Greg Sankey seemingly took a shot at your statement and Jim Phillips' statement about wanting to do what's in the best interest of the game when it came to the seeding change? I
agreed with Greg's follow-up statement that I'd be entertained by it, and I was. And we all have thick skin here. The neat thing about our relationship amongst the commissioners is we're going to battle. That's part of life. We're going to agree to disagree. We're kind of in that mode right now. But I have a lot of respect for my peers, and I know they have a lot of respect for me and Jim, and we'll end up in the right place.
All right, that was Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12. Now, you heard the question that he was asked there is why would you push back on a model that would get the Big 12 2 spots. Now, that's a different model. The Big 10 is pushing what's been known as the 4-4-2-2-1 model. That would give the Big 10 and the SEC 4 spots. The ACC and the Big 12 would get 2 spots. And then you would have, I think, the other one spot would be for the group of 5, is how that would work.
This just sounds like trying to explain soccer formations. The 4-4-3,
exactly,
the
right.
6-4-9, the 6-1-9. This sounds like just area codes, man.
It does. All right, we're going to get much more, and we'll talk a bit more about this. We got one more segment to go in this show today. We'll talk more about this. DK on the sports tip. It is the 5+11 model. All these number models for the college football playoff. But the question is straight seeding. Do you like straight seeding? I do not like straight seeding. DK on the sports tip. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With road work on Grant Road east of Country Club to east of Columbus, and more Midtown road work along 5th, 6th Street between Country Club and Alvernon Way. Expect some slowdowns. And weather-wise, looking at about 73 is the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain, 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Craftsman Days are live at Lowe's. Get a free select tool when you buy a V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tool shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
I don't have to tell you it's hot. Hi, this is Ron from Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Make sure your home is cool and comfortable all summer long. Routine maintenance can often prevent major breakdowns. Call us before the first sign of trouble. Call today, 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Life can change in an instant. My brother-in-law died suddenly, leaving behind my sister and her 2 young kids. He didn't have life insurance, so now they're facing the unthinkable, leaving their home. After seeing what they went through, I immediately called SelectQuote to get life insurance for my family. In 15 minutes, a licensed insurance agent compared policies from highly rated carriers to find me the right coverage in my budget. I got a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month. Plus, I qualified for same-day life insurance. No medical exam was required, and I was covered by the time I hung up. Even if you have a health concern, SelectQuote agents can find you the right policy at the lowest price. And while you can't prepare emotionally for a loss, SelectQuote can give you peace of mind with life insurance. Don't wait until it's too late.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-507-2266 for your free quote today. That's 1-800-507-2266. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-507-2266. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
It's DK on the sports tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? Carter Bryant staying in the NBA draft. Right now, I think most have him between around 9 and 12.
Might measure at 6'7" 3/4, but he's got the wingspan of a 7-footer. Victor Wembanyama shoots threes, DK. Having a guy who's really long and active and can move his feet and is smart, yeah.
Carter Bryant not coming back. DK on the sports tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with Select Quote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Wildcat fans, Taco Bell is a proud partner of Arizona Athletics and is ready to serve you. We are open for breakfast. Fire up your mornings with breakfast at Taco Bell. You've heard about Happy Hour? Well, try Happier Hour at your local Taco Bell for $1 beverages. From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., choose any regular freezes or medium drink for $1. It's the happiest time of the day. Taco Bell is locally owned and operated and is looking forward to serving Wildcat fans. Stay safe, bear down, and live Moss.
When Ram won its first Motor Trend Truck of the Year, it was celebrated. But after 7 times, what's left to say? The trophy speaks for itself. And now, so does the deal with Employee Pricing Plus. Stop by your local dealer today and take home a Ram truck. Ram, 7-time Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Nothing stops Ram.
Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Rams for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. See dealer for details. And 6225. Ram is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. After being down 3-1, the Knicks finally have a pulse. For now, it's a faint pulse, but at least there is one. And that's all because the Knicks played their best defensive game of the series at home in Game 5 to put a dent in Indiana's series lead, as it's now 3-2. Game 6 is in Indy tomorrow, and it's pretty clear that if the Knicks defend in Game 6 the way they did in Game 5, then we'll see at MSG on Monday for a Game 7. But if not, then the Pacers will punch their ticket to the NBA Finals to square off against the Thunder. I'm Zach Gelb.
The following is furnished by Excel Media Pros. Are you battling addiction? Call Rehabs America for a free consultation. Drugs and alcohol can destroy your life. Our program offers a complete medical detox plus inpatient drug and alcohol treatment. Your insurance may cover 100% of treatment. Many have already completed our program and are living substance-free lives. Call for your free consultation now. 800-210-5811. That's 800-210-5811. Hope is one phone call away. Call 800-210-5811.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Don't forget to download our app. Stay connected while you're on the go with the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. You can listen to Arizona Wildcats baseball play-by-play. Brian Jeffries will be on the call tomorrow at 1, Game 2 of the Eugene Regional, the winner's bracket. You can get all the latest news on your teams and more. It's all in one place. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app from the App Store or Google Play. The Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions. In fact, show your Wildcats Radio 1290 app to our crew when you see us out on your phone. They're going to tell you how you can enter to win $100. That is the Wildcats Radio 1290 app, sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions. All right. I said I do not like straight seating. I think I'm in the minority in that, because I think most people like straight seating. Dragon Ball, where do you come in on straight seating?
You're going to have to explain it to me, because it's about as confusing as the 5+11, the 4-4-4, and all these other things. What exactly is straight seating?
Straight seating just basically means that the 4 buys will go to the top 4 ranked teams.
Okay.
Regardless of whether those top 4 teams are conference champions.
So if you got 3 Big Ten teams, like we seemingly did this last season, then they all get the buys.
Exactly.
All right.
Right. It would be the top 4 ranked teams would get would get the buys.
So what you're saying is you're describing how the NBA handles their playoff seeding, where the division title means nothing.
Exactly. And that's my whole thing. I believe if you win a conference, I don't care what the conference looks like. I don't care whether, as long as it's a Power 4 conference. Now, I don't believe Boise State got one of the buys last year. I don't think the group of 5 conference champion or best of the group of 5 should get a bye. I just think that should be reserved for the 4. I want them in. I think they deserve to be in, but there's no way Boise State deserved to have a bye last year. The 4 Power 4 conference, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, those 4 champions should have buys. That's how I feel about it, regardless of what they're ranked. Now, what they're saying by straight seeding is that if the Big 12 champion is ranked 7th, 8th, or 9th, they won't get a bye. Now, there's a flip side to this that I was reading about today. The flip side is that if you get, obviously, the way it's set up, if you get one of those buys, you don't get a home game, because the home games are only reserved for the quarterfinal round. So if you're in that 5 through 8 spot, you're going to get a home game, a home playoff game on your campus. So I think that's how they're trying to sell it. It's like, well, yeah, you might not be in the top 4, but you're going to get a home game. Is that a trade-off? Do you like that kind of trade-off? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. So that's straight seeding.
Yeah, so for the 5 through going through the top seeds in that quarterfinal, that's a nice little caveat. Oh, they get a home game, maybe some extra revenue for the state. But that being said, that means that the other team doesn't get a chance at getting those tickets. There's no fans from the visiting team getting in to see a quarterfinal game in the college football playoffs.
Well, I think they're going to get as many tickets as they would have gotten if it was just a regular road game. I mean, you're still going to have an allotment for the visiting teams.
But that's my point, is that you at least get potentially a 50-50 at the Fiesta Bowl or something, where you get some Ohio State fans, some Clemson fans. We're going to split the stadium a bit. But when you do that, it's like, well, if you are just barely getting into the top 12, then you're not going to be able to see your team. You're going to have to watch them on television like everybody else.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's all very interesting. How this whole college football in the playoffs. I mean, we just went to 12, and it seems like we're on our way to 16 just like that after it took us forever.
It's eventually going to get to that onion bit where it's like we're introducing the new NCAA tournament. All 3,489 different schools are now in the bracket. Let's go ahead and check out this one where it's the beauty school versus the tech school or something like that. There's going to be too many teams in here at some point.
Well, you may have heard our commercial coming into the break where we were talking about, it was a commercial when we had our conversation about Carter Bryant, and basically he's not coming back to the Arizona Wildcats. That's pretty much been confirmed now, as the NBA pre-draft process is over, and I think it was 2 days ago, guys had to make a decision about whether or not they were going to stay in the draft or not stay in the draft, and Carter Bryant is staying in the draft to no one's surprise. And actually, I think I'm Dragon Ball, there are people that apparently are upset that he has not come out and said, I'm staying in the draft. Thank you, Arizona, and all that kind of thing. It's like people get upset about the weirdest stuff.
Oh,
now.
the casual goodbye Twitter posts or whatever.
I mean, let the kid make the announcement when he wants to make the announcement. If he wants to wait another week to make the announcement, who cares?
Maybe
when
he's
he
been
says
busy.
Exactly.
Who knows how busy
Dude's getting
he
busy. Yeah, he's busy about to be a first-round pick. I'm sorry that he didn't write you a note saying that thank you, Arizona, love all the fans. I mean, we get there's a segment of people that hate that stuff. That the kids do that now. Like there was somebody picking on, like we had the four Arizona softball players transfer out, and there's people picking on them because what's her name, Aisa Silva, wrote a social media post about, thanking everybody. You get the thanks. I'm going into the transfer portal, and in case you didn't hear, she's going to ASU now. So there's that part of it. So now they're really pissed off at her, and then they're the folks that are going to get upset because they didn't get their obligatory thanks. I'm going to the NBA message.
What a shame.
Nuts.
What a shame.
It's nuts. All right, time now for our Desert Diamond Casino replay. It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino Sportbook. It is Arizona's best bet. The Phoenix Mercury are home tonight. They are 4-1. They're taking on the Minnesota Lynx. It's a game that's going to be nationally televised. The Lynx are undefeated. They're one of the best teams in the WNBA at 5-0 coming in, and the Mercury rallied from 16 down to beat the Chicago Sky on Tuesday night, a game in which Alyssa Thomas had 15 assists. How about that, Nate Tibbetts?
I mean, she probably could have had 20 if we would have made a shot in the first half. You know, AT is starting to gain trust by seeing our young players make shots. They're not afraid. They keep firing away. And, you know, we talk about throwing strikes, not balls. She throws strikes every time. I mean, it's to the shooting pocket. And she draws two. And when she draws two, she kicks it to our shooters, and they're ready to shoot it. But 15, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. This has been a great organization, been around for a long time. To you know, in your fifth game, to get to 15 assists is pretty awesome.
And she's leading the WNBA right now with 40 assists. Alyssa was asked what led to her tremendous ability to pass the basketball.
Yeah, probably my time at Maryland. My assistant coach, Coach Atkins, you know, no matter if we were working out, playing the game, he was always about throwing the perfect pass for shooters. You know, they work so hard to, you know, get open and do their work. So my job was to always, you know, be on time and on target. So definitely got to credit him for that.
There you go. So the Phoenix Mercury looking to unseat the Minnesota Lynx as the best team in the WNBA. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off tonight up at the PHX Arena in Phoenix. That is your Desert Diamond Casino replay. It is brought to you by Desert Diamond Casino Sportsbook. It is Arizona's best bet. Minnesota is a 4.5-point favorite in that game tonight. If you are betting on your women's basketball. All right, that's going to wrap up our show for today. Again, short show. We've got Arizona baseball coming up for you tomorrow. 12:50 will be broadcast time with Brian Jeffries. Oh, one quick other thing before we get out of here on Alyssa Thomas that I forgot. First ever in WNBA history, 15 assists, 10 points, and 7 rebounds. She's the first to ever do 10, 5, and 5, 10 assists, 10 points, and 5 rebounds or more in the first 5 games of a season. That's pretty good. Thanks to Dragon Ball. Thanks to Cricket. Most of all, thanks to you for listening. That's my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you Monday. Hopefully, Arizona will not be playing baseball. They'll be getting ready for the Super Regionals. Stay with us all weekend long. U of A Baseball, Women's College World Series, Wildcats Radio, 1290.
I'm Taylor Bisciotti with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer confirmed that Micah Parsons was absent from this week's voluntary OTAs. Parsons is entering the final year of his rookie deal. The linebacker is set to earn $24 million guaranteed and is seeking a long-term extension. Parsons has recorded double-digit sacks in each of his first 4 seasons. If you think Travis Kelce is finished playing, you may want to listen to his quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, speaking today, said, "If this is his last ride, you'd never know. The way he's working, it doesn't seem like a guy who's tired of his job." Broncos quarterback Bo Nix said today that he's much more confident as he heads into his second NFL season. Nix thinks he's much further along than last season, adding that it helps a lot because he's now thinking about what the defense is doing, not what the offense is doing. And the Ravens signed their first-round pick, defensive back Malachi Starks, to a 4-year deal. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Not available in all states. Rates vary. Building a financial safety net for your family can be tough. But with term life insurance through Ethos, you can have peace of mind that they can pay the mortgage and other bills if something happens to you. With coverage in as little as 10 minutes, all online, Ethos finds your best rate across their multiple trusted carriers. Some policies as low as $1 a day billed monthly. And even in uncertain times, your term life insurance rates and payout don't change. Get a free quote at ethos.com/win. That's ethos.com/win.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together. Road work on Roger Road between Fairview and Romero, sidewalk and crosswalk work, even landscaping improvements. Expect some minor curb lane restrictions and heavy equipment in the area on Roger Road between Fairview and Romero. 73 the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday with a 20% chance of rain and 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Big news, bacon lovers. Wendy's Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. For just $3, you get crispy, crunchy apple smoked bacon, 2 juicy beef patties, and plenty of cheese on a burger. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart Strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
When you hear crunch, whine, boing, Alaskan AC will arrive to fix it in less than 24 hours from the first crunch, whine, boing. No matter what kind of crunch, whine, or boing your AC is making. We fix it on your schedule.
That's huge. We guarantee to be there in 24 hours or less, or the repair is free.
We not only get there fast, we Polar Bear promise we'll get the job done right. We believe you deserve fresh air free of humidity in every room of your home, and you should never hear crunch, whine, boing. If you do, call Alaskan AC, and we guarantee we'll be there in under 24 hours.
If we don't make it, your repair will be free, no matter how big the crunch,
boing,
or whine. Wait, I thought I was whine. You're crunch.
I'm crunch. You're boing.
I don't think I'm boing. Gary's more of a boing than me. William is crunch. Schedule now and tell us who boing is. Only at AlaskanAC.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Arizona baseball is on the hunt for a 5th national championship.
Then the ball gets away, and here comes Mason White, and we are tied at 4.
Catch all the postseason action with Brian Jeffries right here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Everyone in southern Arizona knows where to go for a truck. O'Reilly Chevrolet. And right now, that's what I call savings. Get behind the wheel with the 2024 Colorado Motor Trend's Truck of the Year with up to $1,500 off MSRP. Power, style, and savings that just can't be beat. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check us out at O'Reilly.com. Test drive your new truck today at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. with approved credit. See dealer for details.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. What does it take to work for Arizona Athletics?
Whenever we hire anyone, we talk about high, low, high. High character, low ego, high outcome and energy.
We are your home for U of A sports. Wildcats Radio, 1290.